middle and complement Courtney Brown.
You know what? It's interesting. Two other names were out there by the Browns all week long, other than Warren. Let's see what they do.
With the third choice in the 2001 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Gerard Warren, defensive tackle from Florida.
Well, the reason I threw out what I did, and we had a little premonition it might be Warren, you're smart, is that it's interesting. Some can you know when they're bluffing, others you can't. The Browns had Seymour's name and Terrell's name, the wide receiver, both outstanding players, but they said Butch doesn't like Gators.
Yeah, right.
Guess what? He's a pro coach now. We can get over it more.
He played against Gerard. I spoke to Butch about Warren, and I had one coach tell me that if you want Gerard Warren, it's like getting Warren Sapp. And Butch said, not quite. You know, Warren Sapp was more athletic, more fluid. Warren Sapp came to Miami as a tight end. But he said, this Gerard Warren, more explosive, more powerful. And don't forget the division they play in. Even though there's going to be realignment, it's still the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're still going to play smash-mouth football with some of these teams, and you need a big, stout, big guy, 327 pounds.
We have to also take a look. What did they do in free agency? I think we're sitting here talking about the draft, but how do you help your football team? They bring in a Mark Smith. Okay, he was a good, solid player in Arizona when they got him to show up. I mean, he just had to come and show up. Dwayne Rudd, you bring in as a linebacker. You added Ross Verba to the offensive line. All of a sudden, this team starts to take some shape. Now you've got your solid #1 pick from last year, a good guy inside, and you start to get it going. When you take a
look at this strength, guys, you talk about strength. Obviously, 6'4", 325, you're going to be strong. Gerard Warren with Courtney Brown on the outside and Gerard Warren on the inside. You just hope, and I don't mean to put pressure on these guys, but I remember a defensive end named Deacon Jones and a defensive tackle named Merlin Olsen, and the Rams were pretty good for about 12 years, weren't they? I know that's a reach.
You know what I like about this?
There's the strategy.
Is Dwight Clark a receiver, right? They were looking at Gerard Warren, David Terrell, the Michigan wide receiver. Dwight Clark was the guy who I think helped encourage Butch to go ahead with defense. Hey, I was taken in the 10th round. We'll find somebody later in this draft.
But there are a lot of guys also that are available.
Receiver deep draft right now.
So you're freed up more. You know, in Florida, he had 7 more tackles, guys, in 7 games. And this is a guy that had a ton of hurries. You free him up a little bit more in the NFL when you have Courtney Brown next to him.
Richie McKay, an underrated man at working the draft. I'll talk about that in a minute. He's not mentioned with draft day deals very much. He should be. Here may be another one.
With the 14th pick in the 2001 draft, acquired by trade from Buffalo, Tampa Bay is selecting Kenyatta Walker, tackle from the University of Florida.
Well, they got all those Pro Bowl guys, you know, Christie at center and the moves that they made, but they need a homegrown, and when a homegrown tackle who's a local product. He's a Gator going there. I mean, that was a position. They get McDaniel and Christie, but tackle is what they need. Is it Gruber-esque? Well, if he plays as well as Paul Gruber, my God, do they have the speed.
He is an immediate hole filler more at left tackle for a team that thinks they can move on to the Super Bowl.
And he's a guy, remember, he's going to have to protect Brad Johnson, who needs protection for them to get done what they want.
You look at him at right tackle here, and you see the balance. I mean, he was beaten, it looked like initially, but he kept his feet, kept his balance, and he did the job. Here again, protecting the quarterback, very experienced in that area, in that Florida-style offense. Now, when you look at moving to left tackle, sure, he didn't play that position in Florida. He practiced there in the fall when Mike Pearson was hurt. He played there his entire career at the prep level in Mississippi, where he earned All-American honors. And you look at 6'4.5", about 315, 31.5 vertical, and here he is right there against Warren. You see the ability in pass protection. That's the key, Mort. As you said, protecting the blind side from Brad Johnson.
Yeah, but you talk about protecting and protecting and protecting. You guys, we're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, please. I think one